What's going on, wrestling family? Let's talk about that promo from CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've had some friends and some fellow YouTubers hit me up and basically ask me, do I feel like going through an episode of Raw for 3 full hours to see this promo? Do I feel like it was worth it? Because to them, they felt like it was mid, they felt like it was kind of trash, they felt like it was kind of okay, or they felt like this is only CM Punk by name. Like, and I was like, wow, you guys really feel strong about this. But I'll let you guys know how I feel about this promo itself. But I want to make this comparison really quick, and some of you guys may not like it, but hey, it is what it is. So when it comes to CM Punk, just in general, I feel like that he is CM Amari West. At this point, he is CM West. And when I say that, I'm saying that he is the wrestling equivalent of Kanye West. Now, this is not an argument of whether what they contributed to their field is on the same level. You guys make that argument on your own. I'm not trying to say that, but what I am saying is that every time either one of these gentlemen pick up a microphone or they get in front of a camera, people are expecting some controversy, some type of something that's going to rub people the wrong way, which kind of could be equivalent, something entertaining, something monumental, or all four at the same time, every single time that they pick up the microphone. And, every time they talk, regardless of how you feel about them, people really love these people to the core. There's some people who really hate these guys for the core and want them to go away. And some people who are impartial and don't get why people talk about them so much. But at the end of the day, all we know is that these outlets, whether we're talking about YouTubers, whether we're talking about news outlets, blogs, or whatever, somehow, some way, these guys find their names in the mouths of other people. And Triple H said the exact same thing at his press conference after Survivor Series. He said, and I'm going to try to impersonate him, it's going to be terrible. He said, somehow he keeps his name in people's mouths, and I can't ignore that. I find it funny. He basically just said that there is some money to be made off of that. And not that Triple H just only cares about money, but he's doing things that makes business sense. And this makes business sense at the end of the day. But as far as the promo itself, guys, all jokes aside, there's some things that I absolutely loved about this promo. For one, I love the fact that he brought up AJ Lee. I growing up was a huge fan of AJ Lee. I had a huge crush on her growing up. So I'm glad that he brought her up. I'm glad that he said that she's doing okay. And hopefully this means that she may be in a mental space to return back to WWE, which, man, this has been a nostalgic ride so far this year. As far as the ruthless aggression era, you've had, you already had John Cena come in, which, something that's kind of routine, but you got CM Punk. You had Edge when he was around. The only thing that's really missing is Batista. I mean, you had Randy Orton he's back right now. So it just all was like a ruthless aggression, nostalgic ride so far, and I've been loving it up until this point. The other thing that I absolutely loved about this promo is that he didn't take shots at AEW, right? I know some people were expecting that. I know he was doing that in his previous promo when he came to AEW, talking about his ride from Ring of Honor up until now, and talking about the controversies that led up to that point of him being at AEW. I'm glad he didn't do that, because for me, when people went to AEW from WWE, it just got kind of annoying that every time they got an opportunity, they took a shot at WWE. And it's not about me trying to be like tribalistic and try to defend WWE. I felt the same about people who are in WWE talking about AEW. It just felt kind of corny. It just felt like really low-hanging fruit. And every time they did it on either side, it was just like, why? Like, what's the point? Why does AEW have to bring up WWE every single time certain wrestlers pick up the microphone? If they're just telling a story because someone interviewed them, it was like, what made you leave WWE or whatever happened, that's one thing. But to bring it up in your promos every single time that you get a chance, as far as taking a shot, it's kind of lame to me. That's just my personal opinion. But I ask really quick, guys, I know this happens with promotions when they're at war. I know it happened during the Monday Night War, so I'm not saying the act of mentioning another promotion is the bad thing, but what I am saying is that being repetitive with it over and over, shots here and there is cool, but when we do it all the time, it starts to make the promos by certain wrestlers very predictable and pretty much washed out, and we can almost pinpoint when exactly you're going to take that shot. And clout chasing that hard is just weird to me. I don't know why. Here and there is one thing, but all the time, it just gets redundant. But I absolutely love the fact that he did that, because in this promo that he didn't bring them up, because personally for me, the biggest flex that you have on anybody else, or even in this situation, any other promotion, is not to mention them at all, because the worst thing anyone can feel is that they don't matter. And if the things that I've heard is true, if they created that third show just for CM Punk and to see him come to WWE, that in itself is already going to do whatever damage you could do in a promo, okay? It's already people online that's pissed off with this whole entire thing, and I've seen it. The other thing that I like that he didn't automatically transition into talking about other wrestlers and starting this feud. I know he took a shot at Seth Rollins as him being one of the people who are afraid of him and things like that. You know, and Seth Rollins basically said he's not going to talk about CM Punk, but as he did in his AEW debut or his AEW promo, he instantly right after his promo went directly to talk up to Sting and Darby Allin when they're up, and that obviously started the feud there. But I like the fact that he didn't do that here. And some people hate that. Some people hate the fact that he didn't mention AEW, that he didn't directly speak of his next feud, because we all know is leading up to his match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. We all know that, okay? Seth Rollins said that he wanted his main event WrestleMania match. CM Punk hasn't gotten that opportunity. They're both it's killing two birds with one stone, and it's a slow ride to get there. And one thing I do love about what Triple H is doing, or one of many things, is that he's slow burning a lot of these feuds. Let it cook a little bit. We got a long way until WrestleMania, and there's so many different ways to do this, so many different ways to figure this out. And I've always told people, when it comes to meals, the best meals are usually slow cooked. This is a crock pot feud. You got to let it sit in there for a couple hours and allow it to soak in the juices, so when we get to the end, it's going to taste so good. We don't want them to be McDonald's with this. If this was Vince McMahon, we would have already had a couple of McDoubles on the way there. And it's not good for wrestling. It's not good for the feud. So I'm so glad that they're doing it this way. And at the end of the day, I like the fact that he came out of nowhere and said that I'm not here for friends. I'm here to make money. So although he seems like he's this reformed CM Punk, that he's this brand new CM Punk, reference to Kanye West, this is the Jesus is King CM Punk, so to speak. At the end of the day, he still has a mouth on him. He still can take shots. He can still, he said, I'm the best in the world, and I'm here to remind people that they're not the best in the world. I'm not saying that verbatim, but he's like, people who thought they were the best in the world, I have to remind them. I like when CM Punk talk that talk, but at the same time, he could be humble at the same time. He could be humble. So it seems like that he's a reformed guy, but at the same time, he's showing like cracks in himself, which down the line, I think he's going to go back to that pipe bomb version of him. Obviously, it's going to be a worked version. Triple H probably told him like, hey, you can't come in here and start talking like you did on the other show or like you did before. We got investors involved in this. We're a publicly traded company. You cannot come out here and start making us lose our investors by you coming out here ranting. So I'm sure they're both aware of that. I can't confirm that, but I'm assuming that makes all the business sense in the world. But at the end of the day, I thought it was cool. Was it one of his best promos of all time? No. Do I think it was trash? Absolutely not. But going into this, I didn't expect him to do anything crazy. It just doesn't make sense to do it on this juncture. Save all the crazy rant and going crazy stuff for CM Punk when their feud starts to escalate. And Seth Rollins got a mouth on him too. So to see these two go crazy at each other, we saw how Seth Rollins was when he had that feud against Matt Riddle. If we get that version of Sniper Seth Rollins going back and forth to get CM Punk when CM Punk is pissed off, man, that's going to be some great content. That's going to be some great moments. But anyways, how do you feel about this whole promo here? Do you feel like it was worth the wait? Do you feel like it was terrible? Do you feel like it was mid? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Salute, peace, have a good day.